this year is about action. One of the biggest challenges that we've had, and we're loving it. Everyone's pushing to the limit and really just trying to extract the best of each and every single one of us in the team.
Lewis, British Grand Prix coming up. How special a race is it for you, and what does it mean to know that it's going to be full capacity this year?
Well, of course, we talk about it every year. It's probably the most special race of the season. One being in the UK, and then secondly, just the crowd that we get there. The British fans really do make for the greatest race. So it's definitely, I don't know, I'm also kind of, it's still part pandemic, so I'm a little bit nervous for people, but I heard it's a tester, so hopefully we'll get through it and everyone will be safe.
We've got sprint qualifying coming up for the British Grand Prix as well, a step into the unknown for everybody. It's something you're looking forward to?
Anything different is going to be good and exciting for people, right? I've always said, since I've been in Formula 1, it's been pretty much the same format for the Thursday to Sunday, every year in every race in season. And I was like, there's got to be some sort of dynamic change for places so people have something extra exciting for a weekend, like a super weekend, or there's some races which are just not a fun race to watch, like Monaco, right? It's cool because it's a spectacle, but no one can overtake, so it's not a real great race battle-wise. So, coming out with different versions like we have for Silverstone, I think would be great for it.
And it comes in the midst of a massive title scrap with you and Max Verstappen as well. How much are you enjoying this year?
Very much so. I would say it's one of the biggest challenges that we've had, and it's putting pressure on us like never before, and we're loving it. We're enjoying it. Everyone's pushing to the limit, and we're learning a lot about each other. We're communicating better than we've ever. Each race, and particularly the difficult ones, are pushing us to communicate more and question things. And so, I mean, it's a cool season.
And as you're learning, you said you're embroiled in this incredible championship fight with Max, the kind of championship fight you've said you've wanted for so many years, to be properly wheel-to-wheel, race after race. How much personal satisfaction and enjoyment are you drawing out of such a close fight?
Well, I feel like we had this sort of battle with, if I'm honest, it feels like it's very similar to what we had with Vettel at Ferrari, and but maybe it's even closer than that. And yeah, I mean, that's what when you're growing up and you're in karting, you have these wheel-to-wheel battles every day, every weekend. So it's great to see that we're having these close, tight-knit battles, and those guys are a little bit ahead at the moment, and so we've got a massive challenge to try and just make sure we bring maximum, capitalize on any of their weak moments if they ever have any, and really just try and extract the best of each and every single one of us in the team.
You've had championship fights before, of course, so many times, but the closest ones arguably have come from your own teammates back at McLaren and then at Mercedes. How different a proposition is it when your closest rival isn't from your own team, but is driving with equipment that you don't know, that you don't have a handle on?
It's much more enjoyable, I think, when you're having an internal battle, because this sport it's different to other sports, right? If you look at football, everyone's working towards the same goal, right? This sport's kind of confused because you have two championships. You have a team championship, which the two drivers are hired to score points for the team to win the championship. That's the priority. And then individually, then you have the two drivers that selfishly want to win the championship. So, you got this battle of tension, and when you're working against the guy opposite you, it's much different to working with that person and fighting another team. And that's really, I think, I feel that makes better racing, that makes the championship more exciting when it's team against team rather than internal.
Last year for you, I know, wasn't just about fighting for a championship, it was about fighting for change within the sport and outside as well. How much do you feel the foundations were set last year, solid foundations for something to build upon? Do you think enough was done last year?
No. I wouldn't say, you can never say enough is ever done, and I don't think we can say that it's not a situation or a thing that you can change overnight. Of course, really grateful for the support, and I think there was a lot of people listening last year, but now this year is about action. And so far I haven't seen any of that, but it takes time to learn these things. I think over this next month particularly, you're going to see some exciting things coming from Hamilton Commission, coming from Formula One, and the FIA I know are working on something also. So there's a lot of great work going on in the background, and so I'm super excited to see that action plan put into place.
So if last year was kind of the beginning for a lot of us in terms of our education and our learning, what do you see the next steps as being?
Well, firstly, we need to keep learning, right? You never stop learning, and just because like Black Lives Matter is not at the forefront of it anymore, or it's interesting in the world. Like, if 1 minute it's Black Lives Matter, then it's it could be the LGBTQ plus community, or it could be what's happening in Palestine, and then all of a sudden it's not trending, right? But there's still those issues are still there, so we still need to continue to encourage people to continue to learn. So that means still like bringing things to people's eyes that they perhaps hadn't seen or weren't aware of. And then in terms of action, it's making sure that you're finding what the steps are in order to change for long term. There are some short-term gains that you're going to see when I launch this commission, or when we come up with the agreements. You're going to see some short-term gains that can be, but mostly the systemic, long-term, tangible changes for the future. And then just continuing to encourage everyone that inclusivity, making everyone feel welcome, no matter where you're from, what your religion is, or what your gender is. It's just important that we keep pushing for that. We're in this process of, again, education. We're in this process of green tech is moving at a rapid pace. More and more people will turn into veganism. I think more and more people, particularly the younger generation, are more and more conscious of the planet and animal welfare and all these things. So I see hope in people rather than a negative generally. But as I said, you just never know when our last day is here, right? So we've got to make sure we maximize now.